So a little bit of a different market today with the Monday everything gap down, including SPY bring down the large caps, and of course also the Bitcoin futures. But I kind of warned you guys about it last week that Bitcoin might have a pullback because I bought some. That's why. All right, so let's go into the trades for the day. So the first trade I took was RETO pre-market. This thing was gapping up on some speculative rumors about being part of the Beijing Olympics, etc., etc. You have to understand with these small cap, the catalyst is just a reason to pump the stock up. As long as there's some sort of catalyst, this thing was up like 100%. I was cautious on this, but I wasn't short biased just because usually Monday FOMO exists, and there's a lot of opportunities on the long side. I took some small long pre-market. You can see that this basing around the 270s, 260s area. Took some long, sold into the push, some of it. Didn't top ticket because I was doing my pre-market planning at the time, but I was holding a majority and I actually took another long here right off the open after seeing that $3 is basing. Took a long and sold in the push and be done with it. With a lot of these small cap breakouts, you want to make sure you're selling the breakout. Don't be that person buying the breakout at $3.50 and trying to sell at $4. This thing didn't go to $4. It top ticked around 366s. So the whole idea to long these things was just to sell into the breakout, taking advantage of the Monday morning momentum and selling into the move. Could it have kept on going? It could have, right? If it pulled back and consolidated, let's say the 340s or even held the $3 level, but this thing just broke down. So that's why you want to make sure you're taking advantage of the move and do not outstay your welcome on these small cap stocks. There's opportunities to long, sure, of course, but of course risk reward entries and everything like that. You want to be able to spot it when the price action is reversing and when we cannot hold $3, and this thing just kept on being really weak. You can see just sold off down to the 260, 270s, broke down, came back a little bit, can barely break out above the prior highs and just sold off even more. So you don't want to be one of those people left holding the bag at the very top. So that was a nice little long trade on RETO. Next one, Riot. Now this one I have like mixed feelings about this because I was long off the pre-market and also off the open on this spike, and then unfortunately, I kept on going back for more secondary trade and I gave back a lot of profit. So I'm happy about the first trade I took, some small pre-market dip, but mostly it was a long off the, BTC kind of pulled back to I think 48,000 or 50,000 pre-market. And then once it starts bouncing, that's why I started going in long on Riot. I started in small 61, but I really added around the 62, 40s. Once you can see this thing dipped to 59 for a sec and 60s, and that reclaimed. Now once we're holding VWAP level, that's why I got long. And I sold into the pushes. Same idea as the RETO. I want to sell into the breakout, taking advantage of the move. So sold into 64s and majority, and most of it, actually rest of the remaining longs into the 65s, and I had another secondary trade around the 67s and sold into 69s. So that was the cleanest trade, and I should have just left it alone. But you can see I went back, had some small short scalps, got squeezed, tried the long again, gave back a lot. So I think the lesson here is definitely to just take the meat of the move and don't keep on going back. And like I did, I kept on going back and I got chopped up and gave back a lot. So I'm not proud about that, unfortunately, but it's okay. I think we'll still see more secondary trades on Riot, especially if Bitcoin keeps on making more moves. But still green on this trade, but just should have just had the first trade or the first two trades and be done with it. Now next stock, CCL. This one, even though I did go back and lost the profit, I don't regret it because at the time, you can see on the daily chart, this is a daily breakout. And we have some decent upside to almost 29s and 30s. So I don't regret going back in up here around the 2690s because thinking that I really did think that we were going to see more continuation. Once we're above 27s, then we have upside to 29s and 30s. So I have no regret about this, even though I gave back all the profit and the stock ended up being break even. But it did have the potential of potentially giving more upside. The first trade was, was nice. Got the dip around 2640s, and I sold most of it into the 2680s. But the idea is that I want to add into consolidation for more daily breakout potential upside. But we didn't get that, so I stopped out everything break even on the rest around the 2640s. So this one ended up being a scratch trade, but to me it was very much worth it because it had the potential of keep on going up higher on the daily chart. So definitely a little bit of a different market to start the week this week with the gap downs on the overall market and of course Bitcoin futures. Buying the dips on Riot has been working out really well for the last 2-3 weeks. But you also want to be aware that if the market starts shifting, if it starts, everything starts, the trend starts reversing, the dips may not hold as well as it did the last 2 weeks. So that's why I think it's a good time to just kind of take a step back and kind of reassess everything and be cautious on both the long side and the short side. So now it's time for our Q&A. The first question is from Beauty Babe. Okay, when you short stocks, does it sell right away or do you get the stocks and choose when to sell it? So that depends entirely on the kind of broker you have. So if you're using premium brokers like the one I'm using, Cobra Trading, and same as Centerpoint, a lot of these brokers and also on TradeZero, you have the ability to locate them. So you buy the locates first, and let's say you buy 1,000 shares, you spend $10 to buy the share short. You can reserve it to use it to short later on. But a lot of these, the cheaper discount brokers like Interactive Brokers, E-Trade, and sometimes even Thinkorswim, Webull, anything like that. For those, you have to sell short right away. So if they have the stocks available to short, you cannot reserve it for later on. So it's the answer to your question really depends on your broker. Second question is from Moist Sweet Potato. Man, you guys are like really creative with these YouTube usernames. So the question is, how do you find mid-cap stocks and play intraday? I've been practicing only with low float penny stocks and just started. What screener settings do you use to find plays essentially? So I use my scanners, Trade Ideas, for the technical scan. So I have momentum scanners that picks up the volume breakout, daily breakout, and also I use that for pre-market gap scans. So I actually have a video going over all the settings, so you can go and watch that and see if you want to implement those settings in your own scanner. But Trade Ideas is my scanner of choice for the technical part, and I use Benzinga for news. So I kind of use them in conjunction with one another. But if you only care about the technical scans, like the volume breakouts, the daily breakouts, or the top gainers on the day, then you just stick with Trade Ideas. You don't need both. Unless you really care about news analysis and trading earnings, then that's the time that Benzinga will be very useful for that too. So I'll leave links to those two platform tutorials in the description below. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure to stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.